I'm here with Grandmaster Sandipan Chanda. Sandipan, it's a pleasure to see you because I guess you did not come out of your, you did not come to the playing venue during this tournament. You were within your room and working throughout the event.
Yes, I never visited the playing venue, but it's not true that I was working all the time, but
Well, this tournament where you were working with Vaishali as her trainer was a very topsy-turvy one. It started off quite in a difficult fashion and then ended on an unprecedented high of 5 wins in a row. How do you see this event for yourself and for her?
So overall the result, she scored +1, which I think is a decent result or maybe even a good one. But like you explained, how it happened, that was, of course, that is very, very unexpected. And it is like I was having a chat with some others and we just could not remember any such examples. Like you first lose 4 games and then you win 5. It's really something special, and of course it's one thing to draw a lot of games and then you win 1 game and reach +1, but this way with so many wins and losses, it's a lot of emotions get connected and it gets very tough on the player. But the biggest takeaway is that after these 4 games she came back, and she came back so strongly, and I think that is something very good.
How is she able to sort of come back after 4 losses with 5 wins? It must require some amazing mental strength.
Yes, I guess it does. So I think that as a trainer we always feel responsible for. So when someone is not playing well, we feel how did things go wrong in the training, what can be better, and when things go well, we think that we have done something very good and so on. But perhaps it is actually not so much about the trainer. As trainers, what we do is probably only a very small portion, and really a lot lies on the player herself. And so when things were going very tough, as a trainer, my thing was that we should try that she is still willing to play and she is willing to put the effort required. So I'm not even saying that she should enjoy the game, because it becomes a bit superficial, I think. When someone is going through such a tough phase, to say that, okay, go and enjoy the game, it probably just does not register. But nevertheless, if she is in a mindset that she has to go and put her effort, and that's it. So as a trainer, this is what I was trying. And then it is, of course, it was about her that she managed to make a comeback. She managed to come in the right frame of mind. And for such a comeback, I should also say that the player's effort is not enough. Some luck is also needed. And that luck clearly was the 10th round game with Salimova, which, of course, Vaishali was very lucky, but also I should say that she kept trying, and then towards the end she managed to play some good games, and some phases of some of the games where I think played very well, and I'm happy about her.
Overall, your impact on her has been seen in my conversations that I've had with her, even at the Grand Swiss, where I interviewed her and where she played a beautiful attacking game. She mentioned that at some point you spoke to her and said that it's just important to enjoy the game and not worry too much about the results. and that's when she started playing. Maybe she tried an inferior line, which was according to the engines not the best, and then she sacked the piece on e6 and so on. It was beautiful. How do you see this journey that you are having with Vaishali, from her reaching the candidates and now playing here, and also in between all she also became a grandmaster and so on?
Yes, so she was a student in WACA since the beginning, and I was one of the trainers. And around 22 November, Anand asked me to take some individual sessions with her under WACA. And we just started the work, and very soon Ramesh asked me if I could have some training sessions with her in person, and so on. And so this is how it started. So it started with the collaboration of WACA and Anand, West British Anand Chess Academy and Anand himself, as well as Ramesh, who has been, as you know, who has been her trainer since very early times for Prague and Vaishali. And so Ramesh, also with collaboration with Ramesh and the Chess Gurukul, Ramesh and Aarti and so on. And so this is how it started. And so we had first one training camp, and later for about a year we were working on and off online. And after she qualified to the candidates, then we started working quite frequently once again. And how I see it is that it is important to just keep working, but it is really not possible to predict when the results will come. And we try to remind ourselves that chess should be fun, the working process should be fun, but at the same time, being a professional, there are a lot of works that needs to be done that not always is necessarily enjoyable, but then with the right frame of mind, everything can be actually enjoyed, and we need to balance on the priorities. And the more time I spend with her, the more I think I get a better idea about her. But honestly, there are so many things like we just really do not know, and but we just need to keep doing our work and just see what happens.
You have not only trained Vaishali right now and other kids at WACA, but I was just interviewing Humpy a few hours ago, and she mentioned that when she was playing the World Championship match with Hoi Fan in 2011, you were one of the trainers for her, on the seconds. So that you have immense experience of working with top female players as well as with Vishy Anand, where you have been his second as well. How do you see Vaishali as a player, and do you see her evolving into a very one of the top women players in the world?
Yeah, so I worked with Humpy. It has been many years. It was the match was in 2011, so a lot of years passed by, and Humpy and Vaishali are essentially, they are quite different as players. So it is probably evident to, you really do not need a lot of depth to see that.
Yes.
And it was very interesting. Years back when I worked with Humpy, it was very interesting, and it was very serious work. And I wish her all the best all the time. And with Vaishali, it is much different. Not only that they are different as players, but also the time I was working with Humpy and now a lot has changed. Like the computers changed and a lot of things changed and so on. And but saying that, I did not really work so much with, like, I did not really work with a lot of players as seconds. Like only with Hampi, Vaishali, and with Anand. Basically, I think I'm not missing anyone, and with a lot of others as as sparring partners and just mutual work and so on. That's a much longer list. And I was never a trainer really. I had just worked with Hampi as a second and for Anand. But apart from that, I was not into coaching at all. And just during COVID times when Anand started the WACA, he asked me, and I was in fact hesitant that whether it will work out or not. But somehow this is how things started. And this is it. I mean, it's like I am I did not become a trainer making some plans. I'm just because of lockdown I turned out to be a trainer, and so probably long-term plans do not really work, or let's say there are always some new features coming up, so it's better to stay flexible. And so I just made some plans with Vaishali about the present things, and even after the tournament we were having a discussion just a while back. But then, judging by my experience, I think that it's just important to discuss what we feel right now, but we need to stay flexible, and things will surely keep changing, and we need to adapt to the changes.
But you feel Vaishali has the potential to become one of the top, I mean, she is in the top almost 10 or 15 players in the world right now.
Yeah, definitely. But to me personally, I feel that it is not about whether what she achieves as in terms of Women's World Championship and anything. So to me, it is like fundamentally she is a player. It is not about whether she's playing in women's section or whether she's playing in open section. So you are a player, so that means you are a student of the game, and how do you improve? So for me, it is like, there's scope of improvement, and so we just try to understand where to work and just keep working. And it is to me, I do not really even like to think that whether she's in top 15 or top 10 in the women's or something even somewhere even better. But to me, more challenging is do we really find her as a better player? So if we feel that okay, she's really improving as a player, that makes more meaningful to me.
Amazing. And as a trainer, I have been hearing not just from Vaishali but from other kids as well in WACA that there is a different sort of element when they learn from you. You have a different kind of depth when it comes to chess, and you talk about chess in a different way. Do you also feel that you look at chess in a different way than others? Maybe when you were, because you have played with other players, you've analyzed with them.
Every player is different, so everyone thinks differently. So it's I believe it's not just about you or me, but everyone is different. And maybe because of my lack of experience, I was not a coach at all, so I just did not know how to approach. And so basically, so the other players. So once again, I work with very few players individually. So when you are talking about others, I think they are saying about the group sessions.
Yes, group sessions in WACA.
Yes.
And everyone looked forward to your class as something where there is some refreshing material. That's the feeling I got. That's something new to think about. It kind of bring widens your horizons, sort of a thing.
Okay, thank you. So if the boys and girls are enjoying it, then that's the aim. And also, like the positions we discuss, so they are like some unusual ideas involving some calculations and so on. And so it will never come in concrete terms in their game. So it is like abstract way. And when I started at the beginning, so basically I did not really have any material that I could show them. And so, those were lockdown days. So there was a lot of time. And so I was like, so there would be one weekly session for 2 hours. And basically the remaining days of the week, I would be just preparing the material.
Wow.
And well, I did not, like I said, I mean, we did not know what to do, and that felt like something meaningful. But also I felt it was quite a challenge because now, for example, as a trainer, I have a lot of positions, and if I'm discussing with someone whom I have not discussed these positions, I have a ready-made material and I can show. But it was a different time for me then. So basically, all the positions that I showed, there was a lot of time that I spent on them. So it is not that those things came very easily to me. It is just about the situation, how I had to work. So it is not something like which came very naturally to me. So it is not like some interesting ideas are coming very easily to me and I'm showing them. It was not like that. I just put a lot of time behind them, and also it was not because I was trying to be nice or something. I simply had no alternative because I did not know what to show. So in fact, like I thought I could show some classics or something, this and that. But then I felt that if I discuss some material that is known, and it's a group session, and some of them say that I know, and some of them say I do not know, then how do I do, and all these things. And now, looking back, I feel there was a lot of overthinking involved. I could have just taken it much more like softly and easily. But at that time, I felt it was quite a privilege that I'm working with already so many strong players and future champions. And so I was a lot of time was involved.
You are working very hard and finding interesting positions and so on.
Yes, I think so. That's how it happened.
And a player, when he's playing chess as competitively, in order to switch into a role of trainer is not easy, because as a competitive player you want to play, you are drawn towards the fight. How do you look at both these things? Do you feel like going back to playing, or do you now feel your role as a trainer becoming a bigger part of your life?
So I personally still like to play, and I think it is actually a bigger challenge. Like being trainers, we tend to be philosophers, and we are just always telling stories and things like that. But in reality, once you sit at the board and you realize that it is even not easy to make one move or two move blunders and give away pieces. I mean, even the simplest things, they take some effort. And being a player, I think it connects to the basics, to the roots, because we all got attracted to the game in the first place as players. And all this coaching and all these things, they came later. And even from the perspective of a trainer, I think if the trainer is still playing, at least sometimes, it helps him to stay in touch with reality. And because the game is always evolving, and if you are still active, you get the perspective, because otherwise we are seeing the player playing and we are just observing, maybe with engines, maybe think this, and sometimes we may not have the practical idea of how difficult or easy it would be to find this move and under the circumstances and so on. So both ways. So I think, first of all, I mean, to answer your question in short, I think it is challenging as a person to sit at the board, although with time it may get more and more difficult, sometimes even quite painful. But nevertheless, it's a healthy challenge, I think. And even from the training perspective, I think it helps to stay in touch with reality, which can actually help the students.
So in a way, your play is also helping you as a trainer when you go and play.
I think so. It is also it produces some new material for me to discuss with.
Because you are so involved in your game.
Yes.
Decision making and all.
Exactly.
Can be very useful material.
Yes. So that's one part, and the other part, even when I am seeing their games, and I'm probably also a bit, modest. When they make mistakes, I see, okay, they can also ask, but you also did something in your game. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Finally, I want to ask you this question, which is not related to this tournament, not related to the candidates, not related as a trainer, but as something which I see is happening in your life. Like you had a very high rating, and right now it has come down quite a bit. And this is something that all players are affected a lot by when their rating goes down. For you, how do you manage to deal with this? At the same time, I see you still playing very aggressively, you still play in tournaments, you fight with youngsters, you play your own systems. So I don't think you are impacted by that rating as much. So could you share a bit on that?
Yeah, so first of all, it is like it is not something I'm happy about, that my rating has gone down, or that I do not even feel very comfortable thinking that okay, now I am a trainer, so my attention is somewhere else and priorities are somewhere else, and so it is understandable that I won't be able to play at the level I used to earlier. But this is a very rational explanation that is true. But on the other hand, I feel like what you do, you have to do your best. When you do what you do, you have to do your best. So you are training, you have to do training. But if I'm still playing, which I still am, then there are no excuses. There, like, I have to really try my best, and it is. It's not anymore relevant that what is my rating, or what is why am I playing. What am I trying to achieve? The main point is, if I feel like playing, then I should play and I should try to put my best. This is the most important part. And yes, with time there are additional problems, but there's also the advantage of experience, which probably can also be useful. So it is for the young players and for the players I'm working for, they probably have a very specific goal, and so we kind of judge, like, okay, by rating, or now by candidates for championship and so on. And these are the standards, how we see them. But someone like me, if I want to play, it is probably just I have to be there. And if I am playing a tournament, and if I am playing a game, I just have to think about that game and whether I'm able to put my best, how well I'm playing. And now is not the time anymore to think about what my rating is, but just think from chess point of view whether I'm enjoying the process and how the games are, and that's it.
Beautifully put, Sandipan. As always, I'm able to catch you maybe once in couple of years and do an interview with you, but always learn new things, get new insights. So thank you so much for taking out this time and sharing these insights with us.
Well, thanks to you. I mean, now we are in the candidates. I understand there are a lot of stars, lot of people, and now are late in the night with sleepy eyes. Okay, viewers can't see Sagar, but he is after a tough day. He's just somehow keeping his eyes open, and it thanks to you that you were so interested to have the talk, and it's always
I
a
was
pleasure.
very interested. Thank you so much, Sandipan.